I'm Zoe, and this is Through the Floor.
I'm Ashtyn, and welcome to Through the Floor. And
a podcast where we just talk about nostalgia and life since then. I don't remember what I had said earlier, but
I'll cut that in.
I wish you were recording that part.
I was, so I'll just put it in here.
Yeah. Any ticking sounds you might hear on my end come from my lovely dog, Samantha. She has nails that are talons, and you might also hear my son. He's just woken up from a nap, so he doesn't know how he's feeling.
And you may also hear my pets. They are also very loud. So, I will do my best to cut out as much as I can indefinite through Adobe, so don't worry. I was thinking we should probably start off with, like I said, the name. Took us a couple days, I think, to kind of agree on it.
Narrow it down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Through the Floor is definitely a podcast that we designed to be about nostalgia. So we picked the most nostalgic thing we could think of, I think. Growing up, our dad had a band with his best friend, and we weren't allowed to sit in the basement because it was bad for young ears. And so we would listen to his music through the floor. And I think that was probably the best we could do for nostalgia. That's one of my earliest memories.
Yep. I have to agree.
And then it kind of put us into playing Rock Band and stuff like that. I know, what was our other one we almost went with? We were trying to do based off of the game Shadows.
Oh yeah, but that was playing creepy. That was a little creepy, like playing with shadows. Like,
I was like, oh, that's I don't know about all that. So we were kind of talking today when we were prepping for this. What were you thinking about, like, on your end? Because me and you have been about 2,000 miles apart for what, 6 years now?
Let's see, you moved out there right after we graduated. Let's say we graduated in 17. You moved out there the year after, so 18, right?
Yeah, it's been, oh my God, it's been 8 years this year.
Well,
I mean, it was the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019, but...
What? Okay, do you remember, I was just thinking about this. Do you remember when you were living with Sean, I went over and we got pizza and I played out in the snow at like 3 a.m.
I have pictures of it still.
Oh, I missed that.
Not the 3 a.m. one. It was one. Well, maybe
it might have been.
It might have been earlier in the day because it was light out. I have pictures. I was recently looking at them when I went over to Sean's when I came up there in October, November. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, I'll throw one in here and just kind of. Because I have one of you being a snow angel.
Yeah, I remember doing that at like 3 a.m. after getting pizza.
Oh, wow.
And that, believe it or not, that was not when I had smoked. Smoked after that.
Right. Because you smoked the last day that you were there. And I think you spent the night and then you went home.
Yeah.
That was so fun. I have all the pictures. The one from us playing Guitar Hero that weekend.
That was fun, singing Aha in Brandon's old room.
Yep. Oh, that was so much fun.
I was surprised we didn't wake up Tammy, but I guess she was a heavy sleeper.
Yeah, she probably got used to it because Brandon was across the room. And Brandon was notorious for squealing into his mic while playing Xbox. So I think she just got used to us. I remember a few times where she'd be like, "Can you stop?" Like when she was awake, she'd be like, "That's enough." Oh, I hear my guy.
Yeah, he's just getting cranky. They say the terrible twos are bad, but they don't got nothing on the 4-month-old.
Correct. And then I know, there was something I definitely wanted to bring up in this, because I was like, I have so much of like art history. I mean, let's even talk about, like, we shared a room for what, 17 years?
Yeah.
And in that time, like, I don't know, I feel like we
came up with our own language. Like, My favorite thing about sharing a room. Here we go. Here's a good topic. My favorite thing about sharing a room for 17 years was pulling out a game of Risk or Monopoly, and then just making one calculated move every so often, and then coming back and seeing it's the next person's turn, and like waiting for them to take their turn in between chores and schoolwork.
That was a great time. I really miss playing Risk, but I don't want to play it with anyone else. Like,
yeah, that's my thing. Like, I don't want to teach anyone else how to play. I don't really want to play with anyone else. It's my game that I play with you.
Right. And even though all these years later, I've had every opportunity to. Yeah, I'll play Monopoly with people, but I won't play Risk.
When it comes to Monopoly, I have to be very careful because, like, I get heated with anyone except you. And, like, Cody's family loves to play Monopoly after Christmas, and I can't stand playing with them. I'm sorry. Like,
are you too competitive?
So, yeah, and I always lose. Like, I'm super competitive, and I make the big choices too soon, and then I lose, and then it's just bad.
We'll have to. I mean, I wish, because Risk has an app, or a game on Steam that's free.
It's so the app and the Steam game are connected, so you can play on Steam and I could play on the app, and it'll be the same.
So we should start playing Risk, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
I don't work from home anymore, but on my weekends and stuff, while we're editing, I could be playing Risk.
Exactly.
Oh, speaking of games, we were talking about Guitar Hero earlier. Have you played Clone Hero? I don't remember.
No, but Sean did, didn't he?
Yes, I set it up for Sean too. I have every Rock Band and Guitar Hero song on there, and I have Avatar.
Nice.
I have Avatar. It's wonderful. But when we get you set up with gaming again, I miss when you gamed with us.
I know, yeah. Well, that's the joys of living off grid.
Maybe not for long,
Well, we're talking about when we buy our house in the spring. We're talking about bringing we call it our solar system with us, so our panels and our batteries. And then we want to double the set of panels we have so that we can live like normal people.
I would love that because I miss telling you to get online.
Yeah. Although it might be hard on days where I am home alone with this little baby.
Yeah, because I play when Cody was home, so I mean, you guys could switch off with the little guy.
Yeah, I miss playing with Cody. I'm not gonna lie. We used to play Core Keeper, and we'd play 7 Days to Die together, and he would yell at me the whole time. Dude, it's so much fun. And then he got so mad. I was like, "You should play 7 Days to Die." And he's like, "That's my game. I share with you." I'm like, "You don't even like that game. You don't even like it. Why you get mad? I won't play with someone else that's not gonna yell at me."
I want to play. I almost got it, and then you stopped playing online, and I was like, I mean, none of my other friends play it, so like,
it's a lot of fun. Yeah, it's really nice to have a person to play with, though. So I think you should download it. And then one of these days, when I get back online,
there's another one I recommend you play with me and Nick that me and Nick are into. It's called Arc Raiders. It's very much you are dropped into you pick your map, you go into the map, you're supposed to extract certain things while you're also being hunted by the environment. So it's a post-apocalyptic game. And it's player versus environment and player. So there's other teams in there, and normally they'll team up with you, but sometimes they will try to take your shit and kill you. It's a lot of fun, though. It's one of the best extraction shooters I've ever played. And I think you really like it because it's kind of a chill game since it's not like Rivals or something where you're only battling other players.
Right. I'm trying to open up my Steam here on my phone, my Steam app, so I can look it up.
So right now it's really popular. But once it kind of dies down, I think it'll drop in price, but right now it's not dropping yet.
Holy crap, $40. I got $40. I'll add it to my wish list.
Because when you start gaming again, I think you'd really enjoy it, genuinely.
Gameplay looks great.
If I stream it, I'll try to stream it to YouTube instead, so you can watch.
Okay.
I usually save YouTube for my...
Similar to Fallout 4 and Marvel Rivals, yeah. Yeah.
Yep. I wouldn't really compare it to Marvel Rivals, but I guess
Maybe it's the first-person shooter type.
yeah. Well, because I guess Marvel Rivals is a hero shooter, so it's still a shooter.
Yeah.
But definitely Fallout 4 vibes. It's post-apocalyptic. The only
Yeah.
difference is it's not like the apocalypse didn't happen.
Speaking of Fallout 4, did you see the last episode of the season?
No, I need to catch up. I haven't watched since me and you watched the second episode. I haven't watched since then.
Oh my god, you need to watch it because
I'm probably gonna
So
binge
good.
it this weekend. Actually.
you should, because that was the last episode and I don't know when season 3 is coming out.
Oh, I love season 1. I'm trying to get Steven to watch it.
Oh, it's so good. Mom and Dad watch it.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't expect them to ever watch a game.
Yeah,
based show.
Yeah, Dad brought it up to me. He's like, "Have you heard of this show called Fallout?" And I was like, "Not only have I heard of the show, I played all the games first." And he was like, "Oh dear Lord!" And I was like, "Oh, so good." It's like, "Dad, I really think you'd enjoy the games if you were a gamer." He's like, "I don't know about all that, but he really enjoys the show." And then I was asking Jason, I was like, "Do Mom and Dad let you watch?" And he's like, "No, Mom and Dad said it's too gory for me." Like, that makes a little sense, but
now he probably can.
that was like 2 months ago when I asked him.
He's 18.
Yeah, he was 17 when I asked. He's practically 18.
That's fair, and it is R-rated.
Yeah.
So I don't have a problem with how gory it is, but that's just me.
Yeah. There are some times where I have to look away, but it's just me.
I think that the only thing I look away from is things like Good Boy. That was the worst movie I've ever watched. Not because it's a bad movie; it's a great movie. But I couldn't see because I was crying so hard, and I'm not a crybaby. But bring dogs into it, and I'm crying.
Yeah.
What was it? Speaking of Fallout, I didn't like it when it came out, but it's more fun now. But it'd be more fun with a friend. You should get Fallout 76 when you're gaming again.
My fiance highly dislikes that game.
Well,
mainly because he doesn't play online games. That's his thing. He doesn't like playing with other people. His friends. So he was playing with his buddy from Florida the other day, and he gets offline. He's like, "I really like my friend. I just don't like playing with him." So he's really more of a loner type, and maybe that's why he doesn't like 76.
76 is fun. It's just not fun by yourself because it's a base building. Like,
I'm not a base builder though, dude. I like combat. I'm such a combat person.
Combat because it's also kind of like Arc Raiders. There's environment and other players, so you have like whole missions and quests to do that are not other players, but there's also other players. And usually the reason why people didn't like the game is because there was a lot of griefing, but that's kind of been slowed the last couple times I played. Well, dude, did we want to go into how we didn't talk for like 2 years? Not maybe why, but like
we could talk about that. We didn't. Yeah, I think why is a little too heavy for the moment.
Agreed. But because I'm also going to probably reorder some of this, by the way.
As long as you can make it smooth, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's still going to be cuts, obviously. Like, all this here is going to get cut out. But as we get more into it, it'll be less cuts. There won't be a lot of cuts in this one, because I've only paused us twice now. Once in the beginning, once in the end. But yeah, I think we should definitely go into our, like, the good things in our childhood leading into me moving and then, like, not talking and then coming back. So I guess I'll just start that. Me just being like, oh. So yep, we definitely grew up together in the same room for most of our lives. We share a lot of the same interests as much as we're different people now, we still share a lot of the same interests. Like, I know if I bring up things like the X-Men, the X-Files, things like that, which we'll definitely talk about next week a little bit more in depth. Me and you still super get along on those things, even though we kind of grew apart and for about 2 years. I think it was about 2 years.
I really don't remember. Like, it was so substantial at the time, but now that, like, I shut off my camera here. Hello, phone. Now that we've gotten to a place where we're talking literally every day, it's like, it doesn't, like...
It doesn't register anymore.
Yeah. Like, it sounds unrealistic. Like, really? I didn't talk to you for 2 years? Like, how did I survive?
No, for real. And it was really hard. I mean, the amount of times, like, something would happen, which is why I think this podcast is going to be a lot of fun. Because, like, things would happen and I would think of you. And I'd be like, I need to tell her.
Yeah.
I'd be like, but I can't talk to her.
Exactly. I was the same exact way. Like, all the jobs I was getting and stupid, funny things that were happening at my works and all this.
Right.
I couldn't tell you about it.
Yeah.
Like, were we talking when I was doing in-home care? Like, did I ever talk to you about... Wow, so I never talked to you about Judy?
No, because you know what? I still did. I'm just now learning that you did in-home care. We talk 8 hours a day.
Oh, my lordy. Yeah, so it was about a full year I did in-home care. It started when I quit my job in Spokane Valley. And then it went on until the following summer. I had one client because I told my manager, I was like, hey, I live out, in the boonies, and I don't want to be driving 50 miles to my shifts. Like, I really can't do that. And so he's like, well, we have one client. She's right in between you and Spokane. So, and she isn't like one of the 2-hour people. She's a full 8-hour shift, 5 hours a day. I was like, perfect. Awesome. So I get there, and she is the sweetest old lady. She's got 2 dogs. She was a quilter, so I got back into quilting through her. And she raised and used to show Papillon dogs, which, if you could put a picture of a Papillon dog in here, they look like Chihuahuas. They look like Chihuahuas with butterfly ears. They're so beautiful.
I'm about to look one up. Oh. I forgot if I do that, it's going to cut into... Well, you know what? Screw it. There we go. All right, go ahead.
Okay. It's spelled with 2 L's. Papillon.
Oh, yep. It came up. I'm just putting one up while you're talking.
Yeah. And she was just so sweet. She grew up during World War II. And she grew up in Seattle. So she got to see... Hi, baby. She got to see a lot of what happened on the Seattle coast. Yeah. So, really sweet, sweet lady. And I loved her. And she told me, she's like, I might be old, but, and like, this isn't really something to delve into right now, but she was very upfront. She's like, I'm not a Christian. And that's because I saw World War II with my very own eyes. And I'm not going to argue anyone on that. I was like, I respect you for that fully.
I mean, yeah. I feel like I'd be the same way, seeing the horrors of... Well, I mean, just reading about World War II is devastating to read.
Yeah. And she lost friends and family too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I didn't push anything on her. If she had questions, I would answer them, because one of her daughters was devout Christian and couldn't ever get through. So Judy would ask me, she's like, what does she mean by that? I'm like, well, this is how I interpret this. But yeah, she would let me drive her minivan around Spokane to run errands. And she had early stages of dementia, so she couldn't remember where we were. So we'd get lost and be like, please let me get my phone out. She's like, no, both hands on the wheel.
You're like, I don't know where I'm at.
I am lost. She's like, no, I know it's here somewhere.
I know it's here somewhere. Just keep going that way.
But she would always have me make her a sandwich every day. I'd get there. She'd say, pour yourself a cup of coffee and don't do anything till you finish your coffee. Then you can, she's like, then you can vacuum the living room only. She had housekeepers come in twice a week. She's like, just vacuum this living room and then, put together my yolks cart online. And then run into town, get that. And she'd always have me make her a roast beef or turkey sandwich. And then she'd say, "You make yourself one too, and don't get anything until your sandwich is done. Like, make sure you're eating."
What a
And
lovely lady.
she really was. And then, yeah, I'd spend the day helping her quilt, or she liked movies. She loved historical fictions, and she loved historical fictions about World War II.
Oh my god!
So we watched a lot of movies.
Did you ever see The Zookeeper's Wife?
Not yet, but we watched one called Red Joan. I think you'd really like that.
Okay, because I love historical fiction, especially about World War II. But I didn't live through World War II, so I feel like that's, like, maybe it's more comforting for her, actually. I was going to say, I feel like that opened up a lot of trauma, but maybe I'm wrong.
Red Joan. And then there's a movie called Passing, which I would like to talk about. Just briefly.
Yeah, go for it.
Passing is about... It's all in black and white, so it's hard to tell. But it's about this woman who runs into an old classmate. Now, this woman is... Oh, what era was this? I want to say it's 20s. And she's a woman of color. And she runs into an old classmate who is passing as white. And because her old classmate is passing as white, she gets her into parties and stuff. Well, her husband finds out that she's passing. And, it was a beautifully made movie because they shot it in black and white. So it was hard to tell, but you still had those nuances. Like, that's not a white woman. Like, it was really good. I really enjoyed that movie. It stuck with me.
It sounds like a really artistic movie.
Yes, it definitely was that.
And I mean,
but
it sounds like a heavy concept, but if it's done right, like a good premise to a film.
Yes, it was pretty good. And then, one day I went in, or I was getting gas, and I was going to go to work, and her daughter texted me and said, "Hey, don't come in today. She's in the hospital. She fell." And then I got to say goodbye to her when she was placed in a nursing home to live out the rest of her days. Say goodbye, and they asked me if I wanted another job, and I was like, I can't justify going out to Spokane for, a 2-hour shift. Like, and you don't have anyone close to me, and I can't do that drive really in the wintertime, so
right.
I quit doing in-home care, and that's when I got the job in dialysis. And it was about 1.5 years into dialysis that we started talking.
Yeah, because I remember when we reconnected, you had told me you'd gotten into dialysis. And when I talked to you last, I think you were doing med part?
Yeah, so that was... When I spoke to you last, I was probably in the Valley still.
Yeah.
And then 1.5 years into dialysis. Yeah, that's more than 2 years that we weren't talking.
Yeah, because you guys think it was right around December 2019 until Grandma Nellie passed away.
Yeah.
And so that's over 2 years time passing. And I know it was only, like, I can't give you an exact time. I'm just going off of what kind of happened in my life during that time that, like, I started, in the time that me and you stopped talking, I made friends with Steve, and I had enough time to create the fully formed, Lot and Drag Entertainment. I started doing pageants. I hadn't started promoting yet. No. I had been to every pageant in the Midwest multiple times at that point. I had already figured out how to dress and, like, how to do everything for it. And I was getting ready to start promoting. So, I mean, that's probably close to 3 years.
Yeah.
And now, when I worked from home, I called you for 8 hours a day. And so now time feels irrelevant at that point.
Oh my God.
What?
He just spit up right where I put my head at night. Hey, don't launch off the couch, please. For 4-month-old.
We like them. I can't believe he's 4 months. That's crazy.
I know.
And now I'm getting ready for a pageant, and I'm hoping you can come down. Because I know obviously Sayla is.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to.
I don't know either, but it'll be the weekend of your birthday. So if we can get you down here just for the weekend,
I'm not too sure.
yeah,
We'll see. We'll see where we're at physically, like if we're in a house or not.
right. Like obviously, I'm not going to push it until we kind of know where you're at, and also how Addie is doing.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, I keep bringing it up to Cody because like we're getting married in the spring, and I'm like, I kind of want some semblance of a honeymoon. Like, I kind of want to just do a hotel with a jacuzzi, which we have one in Priest River. Like, I could go there and get the jacuzzi room, but like the baby,
Right.
And so I was like, do we trust him to stay over at a parent's house for just a night?
If Sayla would watch him overnight, she's great with kids. I mean, obviously, so were the parents, but
He wants the only babysitters to be his mom. And I was like, do we trust him with your mom overnight? And he's like, I don't know, especially since we're doing this weird combo feeding.
Right. And I mean,
Like-
at that point, he's only going to be 6 months old, so he'll be just starting solids.
Yeah. So we'll see. I mean, I want to ask him again just because I really want that jacuzzi bathtub.
Can't knock you for that one. So, I do love the fact that, like, even though me and you definitely led different lives, both of us were successful in like a totally crazy different way.
Right.
You know, I came back to you, like, you were already dating, you had just met Cody when we stopped talking.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah, because I remember when I had first started going out with him, we were still talking briefly. And then we just stopped talking. Man, so you missed out on a lot then, because we were going to go to Avatar and see Avatar, but okay. That was right before we stopped talking. Let's see. I moved out of my house. I sold my house because I had it rented out to a couple people. Rented it to this sweet old lady.
Yeah, I found out about all this after the fact.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't, we didn't talk during COVID, except for, like, I think me and you exchanged a couple texts every here and now.
Yeah.
But it was like,
that's when kind of when it all went down. Let's see. Kind of wish I could remember. You know what? I can go through me and Cody's texts and look at the screenshots that I sent him of you and I arguing, and then go from there. Because I think that's what really.
Yeah. I can't remember when Grandma Nellie passed, but I think it was 2 years ago now. So we can use that.
Let's see.
We just had the first year, so this year will be the second year.
Man, already?
In the last 2 years, yeah. I came up 2 years ago. No! I had just started my job at Cameron when we started talking again. It was my first week. Because, you know how I know? My boss was angry that I got the job, not the director who hired me, but the coordinator. Started the job at IT at the university. A week into it, it was like my third or fourth day at work, and I got the text from me that Grandma Nellie passed. And I came up there.
This screenshot I sent Cody was from, I sent it to him on January 26th of 2022.
Yeah, so it was about
And then
2
we
years because we started talking again in like 2024.
Yeah. Damn. So let's see what happened in 2023. Because we kind of skipped that year.
Yeah, we did. And I don't think we really caught up on it. I think we just kind of, we hung out when I came up for the funeral.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to cut this
I don't think we really addressed.
My face just froze so bad. I'm going to have to put an emoji over it. It's so bad.
Yeah, sorry, I'm like biting my nail.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll put a little emoji over your face. But
so that was the year that Cody got the sword for Christmas.
Yeah, didn't know about that.
Yeah, we did a Christmas like raffle thing, like Secret Santa with his family, and his uncle JD bought him or gave him one of his swords. It's huge and majestic. That's the year I looked really skinny in these pictures.
I got skinny too while we weren't talking, and then I gained it all back because I.
Question.
Yeah, mental health. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
You don't eat, and you gain it all back. I was real skinny. I was wearing like boys size 14 pants and a small shirt. I'm back to a medium large shirt, but like I'm not.
Oh, that's the year Oakland was born? She looks, how old is she in this picture? She's a couple months old in this picture.
Because when I met her,
Yeah,
she was like, yeah, she was almost a year old baby. Or maybe she was a year old.
No, she wasn't quite a year old when you came in October for Griminelli.
I made it to Washington October/November for the last 2 years. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
This will be the third year doing it again, actually. Because I'm coming up for your, like, celebration of your marriage.
Yeah. Wow, I really didn't do much. Oh, man. So the day Griminelli died, mind you, I hadn't slept. I was, I'm just going to say, I was on my period that day. And I was spending the whole day crying. And Stephanie and I first started talking, my friend Stephanie, and she gave me a handful of crystals. And she's like, this is for this and this is for this. And I was like, love it, love it, love it. And we stood outside talking for like an hour. And I told Michelle I was going home. We still started talking for like an hour. I was like, okay, I really have to go now. And then we just keep talking. I'm like, okay, I really have to go now.
I still remember the text the day before because you had told me that she wasn't okay. We hadn't talked in like 2 years. And I was like, all right, well, like, I don't know what to say except for like keep me updated because like I don't have that line of communication that you had.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember the next day you had texted me and you were like, Griminelli passed. And I was on my way to the bus stop to get to work. And I was like, all right, well, I'm going to call you then. And so I did. Yeah. And then I was like, all right, well, give me 24 hours. I'll get a ticket up there. And then I came back to find out that my coordinator at Cameron didn't pay attention to the fact I put on the schedule I had bereavement leave. And he came in and was talking some mad shit, and I confronted him when I got back and found out. Because me and Nick became friends, and then Nick was like, hey, I just want to tell you, like, that this happened. This was when stuff with John started happening. Mm-hmm. And I confronted him about it. I was like, what do you mean? It says bereavement on the calendar. God.
Yeah, I took bereavement. So I was working at both clinics at the time, the one in Deer Park and the one in Sandpoint. And I was like, I need bereavement. I have my brother flying up from Oklahoma for this. Like, I need this time. And Michelle was like, okay, I'll give you Friday. You'll have Saturday, Sunday off. And then you can have Monday, Tuesday. That's your 3 days of bereavement. And then Lindsay from the Deer Park Clinic was like, you shouldn't have done that, Michelle, because that gave her 5 days. Like, the limit is 3. And she's like, it was her grandma, and she had Saturday, Sunday off already. So,
right. And like, I will say, Kelly, the director, was really great. He was like, whatever you need, because when I told him it was Washington, he was like, if you need extra time, let me know, and we'll figure it out. But John... not that kind. He was so mad. But also you've heard about John. John is,
yeah,
he's my villain origin story right there. I have played video games to literally sit there and vent about him. There's certain games, Dale and Dawson, the one I was telling you, it's Among Us. Mm-hmm. They literally have a map that's themed off The Office. You need to play it with me.
I would love to.
That one, and there's another one called. Fuck, I can't remember the name. It's a game where you're a judge, a jury, and a prosecution. Like, you're trying to plead the case to a judge, and everyone in the game is your friends. And so we would make it to where I would always put John's face on there, on the person you're trying to prosecute. and make my friends defend him, even though all of us hated him and quit within like 2 weeks of each other. And so that was fun, and we still do it. I mean, we still talk about it, just because like how could you do that? Like everything he did was crazy work. Also, I'm going to send you this emoji real quick that I'm gonna put as your thing. Hang on, because you're so.
Damn, 2023, nothing happened. I'm going through my Snapchat. That's why.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Nothing happened in 2023. Like nothing good.
Year.
Yeah, like all I did was work that year. I babysat Oakland once. But I'm just scrolling through my Snapchat. That's where I keep everything. Dude, I do not miss waking up at 2:20 to leave the house at 2:30 in the morning to drive to Deer Park, Washington.
I bet.
That was booty butt.
I definitely understand not liking the long commute, not for work, but for pageants, like driving.
Let me just say, that's awful. Yeah. In that one.
Actually, let's do a segment about crunchy moms and how you as a mom have evolved, because your evolution of motherhood, and I've told you this in private calls, you went from not knowing your own self as a mother to being like this really fucking cool mom.
Which is kind of crazy because, as I was telling you, there are times, a lot more than not, where I feel like for instance, when I was looking at that picture of the family, I pointed out to our mom and I was like, "It's your mama." And I was like, "Wait a minute, that's not your mama. That's my mom." And it turns out a lady commented on my post about it because I posted about it. And that one lady was like, "No, I love my kid." Like, oh shit, I love my kid too. He gave me reason to live. Like, everything was so monumental until he hit the scales, like,
right.
Everything meant something until he came along. Now everything means nothing except him, which is huge. Because he really changed my life. But there are times where I feel like he's not mine to love.
Right.
Like, I have to give him back to somebody at some point, which, maybe that's, the universe, God, whatever. However, this one lady was saying that it's a symptom of postpartum anxiety / postpartum depression, where we, what did she say? Going back to my freaking Facebook. That's where I live on this app.
But like, when you told me you were pregnant and like your methods of parenting, and of course I have a skewed point of view because it was raising siblings, and then like your parenting styles then versus what I expected from you as a parent of your own child, like, obviously you've grown up since then. But like, and I've told you this on call, being that you have changed and flipped kind of your own views because you had a kid. And I feel like you see the world differently, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Hold on. This lady here. Okay, she said, "I'm in therapy for this and postpartum depression / postpartum anxiety. So my therapist calls this aspect dissociation. I raised my younger siblings and I'm working through past trauma, lack of sleep, unstable environment, hormones, all contribute. But basically, she says, when you're in survival mode, like fight or flight for so long, eventually your brain has to shut it off. So dissociate's making things feel not as intense or heavy or life-changing because maybe you can't take one more thing right now. But it also really dulls the good moments. I love my baby so much. I know he's mine, but sometimes it's like a film over life and I can't fully experience being postpartum." Which, like, some of that...
a quote of that you would have said.
Some of it. Like... Can you just calm down for like 2 seconds? Like, I don't think I've been in survival mode, fight or flight, for a long time. Like, I have a wonderful partner who takes such good care of me. I don't even have to cook. I don't have to do the laundry.
Right. No,
he does.
I'm talking more of like the raising siblings and like that. I feel like that's a survival mode in its own, whether or not it was a survival thing, but you had to parent like as a child. And that's gonna.
And some of it does have to like what these other women were saying, where I was so used to having no kids for so long. Like this one lady says here, my knee-jerk reaction to the question, "Do you have any kids?" is still no. Like that's like I didn't have kids for so long.
Right.
That having one is like, oh wait, yeah, I gotta get used to this still. And like I said, maybe when he starts talking, he calls me mom, 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 mom. You're gonna do that, right?
You know he will.
He's just over here smiling.
Look at those feet. But no, like I definitely feel like you and me and you used to talk all the time while you were going through the pregnancy. And even since then, your like views on how you were raising him and stuff like that have changed.
Yeah.
And I think that's a really, really cool thing to see. And I remember I told you once, but I'll say it again, like how proud I am of who you became as a parent, because there were times where I was like, how is she going to handle it? Like, you know, when we were young, you had that explosive anger and you were chaotic, and the way you've really, I wouldn't even say mellowed out, because it's still there.
Yeah,
like,
it
not
is.
the anger, like you don't explode anymore, but like you still struggle with those things, but you have completely changed for Atticus.
Yeah. Yeah. And like I had to tell myself last night, like, you know, every time he goes to sleep, it's because he's either I'm holding his binky in or he has, you know, my boob in his mouth. Like he never goes to sleep feeling, and he never goes to sleep crying. He never goes to sleep not held. Sometimes I'll put him down and then he wakes up not held and he's upset. But, like, I make sure he's fed, obviously. Getting chunky up in here, which I should probably make him his nighttime bottle pretty soon here.
That's fine.
But like I'm wow. Wow. I'm trying, you know, I'm trying to be a good parent, and like everything comes with time, you know, and I'm not perfect, but I'm also not out here just treating myself with whatever money I got.
Right. And like it's down to the fact that you at first were like, I'm gonna be a crunchy mom, and now you're not a crunchy mom. In fact, you called me to talk about the crunchy moms. You know? Yeah. And you're like, this damn crunchy
I was
mom.
going to be the thing that really turned the tables for me. I was at my last job, and I scrolled on the news thing, you know, you scroll Bing and you get news, and there was a case of measles that came in Spokane, and so I went up to Cody's mom, who I was working with at the time, and I said, "Hey, is Cody vaccinated for measles?" She's like, "Cody's fully vaccinated." I was like, "Okay, that answers my question."
Yep.
Especially something like measles, because dude, I can't imagine.
I panicked when it hit log.
Like, you know how hard it is to watch him get shots, and I have to cry and leave the room when he's getting his shots.
Imagine
that's going to be 10 times worse if he's, you know, suffering from some ailment that could have been fixed by a shot 2 months prior. You know,
that should have been extinct by now. Was gone. That and the fact that polio hit Oklahoma, that's when I called you and I was like, please, for the love of God, please get him vaccinated. And like, sure, you know, I don't get the flu shot because it makes, like, I'll get it if I'm going to be around immunocompromised people. And because I'm immunocompromised, oh, he's laughing.
He's over here getting out of ribs.
You know, as someone who gets sick easily, during flu season, I just stay in mostly. But unless I'm going to be around other people, I'm not getting that shot. You know, so that's one that I don't think is like necessary, but I was like, the fully vaccinated, get the babies done, do it, please. Like, we don't want him to get sick.
Yeah. And like, we opted out of a couple. I don't remember which ones Cody wanted to opt out of. There's so many. But like, there was always a conversation with Cody, like, okay, which ones do we want? Which ones do we feel are not necessary? Like, the COVID one, doctor was like, please opt out of COVID. Right. So we opted out of COVID and the flu. And then I think there was a couple more, but for the most part, like, the way we see it is, has a shot been around for more than 40 years? Has it been changed in the last 40 years? No? Okay.
Right. And most of them haven't been, like, the main ones that babies get. most of them haven't been changed. Like, they're tried and true. You're not gonna
Yeah.
see issues with them. And so, like, even just that being as small sounding as it is was one of the biggest things, because previous you were so anti, and I was like, but things are coming back, and then you were like, yeah, we're getting him shots, and I was like, who are you?
Yeah. I know that's a conversation waiting to happen with our parents, but you know, my whole thing's gonna come back to that measles that hit Spokane, dude. I'm not about my kid getting the measles. Like
they're lucky that we didn't get stuff like that. I mean, me and you were vaccinated, but like the other siblings weren't.
right.
And like, we're lucky that those kids didn't get it, but also imagine how much healthier and risk-free it would have been had those kids had those things. And they're just lucky that the kids didn't get it, but the chances of them getting it is big enough to be terrifying. If I have a kid in the future, you know, it's going to come down to the same thing. Like, my kids aren't going to be at risk at something that I can help them prevent before they're exposed.
Yep.
Oh, you're a little ghost now. Maybe we should have named this podcast Into the Shadows, or In the Shadows.
No, I'm just making his bottle and kitchen doesn't have a light on right now. What do we have for power, by the way? Let's check the power.
Yeah, I also don't want to kill your phone. Discord isn't as bad as Messenger, but
yeah, Discord's doing fine. I'm at 51.9 for power, so I'll probably last through the night. If anything, the power will die an hour before Cody gets home.
and then you'll just sit in the dark with the baby.
Yep.
But on to like more fun topics, I guess. I do want to definitely have the segment of you being a mom.
Yes, that. Wow, I don't know if you heard that.
I heard him.
That was cranky. That was cranky.
Oh, now we're throwing fit.
I'm making your bottle, honey. It's okay. It's okay.
That is a cranky baby.
Yeah.
Mom, it's food and bedtime. And I will say, that baby is my favorite baby in the world. Like,
yeah, me too.
I live to call every day, even if it's just on my lunch break, to say hi.
We're excited for tomorrow to see his grandpa.
Oh yeah, and then you got photos tomorrow.
Yes, I'm so excited about that.
You better send already have the fit.
Yes, I will. I have all our outfits picked out. I'm just so ready for it.
Is he wearing a suit?
No, because the only suit he owns is gray, and we're going for browns. So he's gonna wear some brown pants with a teddy bear shirt. It's got like a bear on the chest, and it says like "very cute" or something, or something about bear.
Your side-by-side picture of him wearing a bear. He was wearing a bear something. You sent me a picture, you in your bear shirt and him in his bear shirt.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, that's cute.
Yep. He's gonna wear that, and then I have a brown sweater dress, and then Cody's gonna wear his brown suit.
I love that.
And then if the baby gets cold, we have his teddy bear coat, his full teddy bear.
From when he did Halloween?
Yeah.
What are you guys doing for Halloween next year? Do you know?
No, I still want to do Cosmo Wanda, and I was going to have him be Timmy Turner, but Cody's like, no, if we're going to be Cosmo Wanda, he's got to be Poof. I was like, okay.
Poof or Timmy Turner, he would make a cute Timmy Turner, because by then he'll be a year old.
Yeah.
So he'll have the big teeth and everything.
Yeah, I want to do that. Like, even if Cody just wears, like, a black shirt that has, like, a graphic on it, like, please.
I think Cosmo
like, you don't have to wear the green wig. I'll wear the pink wig, but you don't have to wear the green wig.
If he doesn't want to wear a wig, you could get the, like, spray-in dye that washes out the same night for the spirit.
He would never. He would never. He's so funny. You know Cody.
Yeah, true. He's the crunchy mom in this group.
Yeah, really.
Oh, it's so funny to me. And it's so funny because, like, I had never heard crunchy mom, really. Like, I'd heard it once or twice thrown around. But again, my circle is, you know, drag queens. We don't talk about crunchy moms very often.
Well, There was this one lady that popped up on my TikTok all the time that was very nostalgic of our childhood, except more like what mom wanted to be had she not had the influence of dad being like, no, that's too much. Like, this is like, how do I even put it? Like, she doesn't believe in microwaves because of the radiation.
Okay.
She doesn't believe. She doesn't believe in like light bulbs past night. Like, that type of crunchy mom. And she was on my free page for a long time, and then it became like a joke. And then she's doing skits with her husband, where her husband's like, "Don't you think you're going a little too far?" And now she's just funny. But yeah, I don't know if you remember this, but I remember mom saying like, "If anything ever happens to your father, we're gonna become Amish."
I remember, and that scared me. I was like, "Dad, you better never fucking die."
Better not die while I'm a child. Wait till I'm at least 18.
No, for real. I was gonna bring that up. I was like, I'm pretty sure like mom really wanted us to be Amish.
Did
She absolutely lived for. Do you remember? And this is something I like. She took Saturday, like the Sabbath, a little too far.
Yeah.
And like it got to the point where it was like you couldn't even turn on a light switch because it was work. I understand from a logical perspective. I'm not going to bring like religious into it, but like if we want to go into that, like the work, I think it definitely was to keep, again, a lot of those things back then were to keep people safe. People were working themselves to death. Like
dad broke it down one time. He said in order to like prepare a meal, you have to go out, you have to butcher your goat, you have to butcher your chicken, then you have to build a fire. Whereas now, if you want to eat, you turn on the stove, you throw a can of chili in a pot. Like,
right.
It really boils down to intent.
Correct. Like back then people were working so much that there wasn't time for other things. So
Yeah.
the Sabbath was there to give people rest. Like that's what it was actually meant for. Turning a light on or making yourself a burger is not work.
Yeah, and that's really what Scripture says is Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath.
Right, and and we treated it like man was made for the Sabbath in that instance.
Yeah.
But I mean, and I do love a good theological discussion on like the true meaning behind things, like down to if we go into like the Sabbath, not the Sabbath, the laws, the Old Testament laws. Most of them were to keep us safe from parasites, infections, things like that. You know, now we have medical science that helps that, and so those things are not as necessary now. It now comes down to a personal choice and intent again.
Yeah, and that's my whole thing with Passover. Like, the Passover is really symbolic. I was in a class at the Homeland that really broke it down, and is super, super symbolic of Jesus Christ, or Jesus' life, like his birth, his coming, his death, and his return. You know,
right?
Like resurrection. The whole Passover is so symbolic of that, which ties into like how he came and literally fulfilled prophecies, but we won't go into that. And yes, Jesus celebrated the Passover before he passed away, before he died on the cross, before he was crucified. He celebrated the Passover because it hadn't yet been fulfilled fully. His death and resurrection is part of that, and that's one reason why I think it's kind of redundant. Stay up till 9 o'clock reading a book, not letting your children eat while you read, and then you get to eat like some parsley leaves and horseradish.
Right.
And then at 9, when all the kids are sleeping at the table, then you can break out the dinner.
Right. Like there are certain things, like the symbology of it, and I feel this way about any religion, any cultural practice. Like there is certain things I like to keep of the symbology, just like when I make Italian food, right? I could make all that stuff in an hour, but I choose to do the long route, and I take 6 hours to make my pasta sauce. You know, and it's for the cultural symbology, not symbology, but cultural ties of it. I could throw it in an instant cooker and have it done in an hour, or a Instapot, a pressure cooker. Yeah. That's the word I'm looking for. But some things we do for the ritual, and not to say ritual like in a special way. Just the practice of doing it a certain way for so long.
Yeah.
Um,
You know, if I'm over at my parents' house during the Passover season, yeah, okay, I'll eat your dinner with you, I'll read your book with you, sure, whatever. That's not something I'm going to take out of my own life to practice.
right. And that comes down to respecting someone else's culture or religion. You know,
Are you just spit up? Okay, that's just good gravy.
Good gravy.
Sorry.
You're good.
Good gravy.
I find a lot of like, and I use the word ritual just because that's the best way to describe it, but things that we do routinely in a certain way, that's essentially a ritual right there. I have a morning ritual. I wake up, I put on Fleetwood Mac, I make my coffee, I call you. You know, that's a ritual right there. I do that every single day. And it comes down to the intent, B, sure, it's redundant and maybe it's not for you, but you're gonna do it because you're with someone that you care about.
Right.
And
I'll never forget when I was working my first job, I still lived with mom and dad. And I was like, I'll work on Passover so I don't have to partake. And so I worked the 2 p.m. to 10:30 shift. 2 to 10:30. And I got home. It was a 5-minute walk home. I got home and they were still reading. So I sat down at the table and finished reading with them because I was going to go downstairs to the basement. Mom was like, no, you're going to sit and join us because you're here now. It's like, okay, fine. So I sat and joined them. And they finished reading, and then Dad was like, okay, I want to go to the store and get some wine. So we went to the store, we got some wine, and ran into one of the night shift CNAs, and she's like, didn't I just see you? And I was like, yeah, aren't you supposed to be at work? And she's like, I'm on my lunch break. I was like, you're on your lunch break, and I'm over here getting wine to eat with dinner time. Like, there's
it's so funny. And like I do find, because I've partaken in quite a few Passovers. I've partaken in a lot of like people's religious or cultural things, and I do find like the symbolic nature of it to be very interesting. But I find that with like any culture or religion that I've partaken in one of their, celebrations or observances.
Yeah.
It's all like, I don't know. I think the world is just so interesting, and no matter what part of the world you're from, people all tend to have like that really interesting historic background or religious background that is very cool, and not just religious, like even down to philosophical or whatnot. Just ways of life being so different and interesting. And I can talk for days about the different things that we do as humans to unite and make community. Thinking, for this week's homework, we can assign each other some piece of media. I think TV show would be good to start, just because we can do an episode or 2 episodes each. Not too time consuming, and I know I kind of told you what I wanted your homework to be. I hinted at it a little bit at least. I'll let you assign it first, but we're gonna go ahead and watch something that each other chooses, and then we're gonna start the next episode off with it, and then go into our next topic, which I think next week was nostalgia-based stuff.
I really want you to watch Pee-wee as himself. It's a wonderful documentary. It is very nostalgic because, yeah, the Pee-wee's Playhouse was huge in the 80s and really loved by everyone. And I think the demonization of Paul Reubens was completely unfair and heart-wrenching. And I'm going to cry just thinking about it.
I'm gonna watch it because I actually have a real life application for that we can actually discuss next week, which is Chantel. So I'm definitely going to watch that. What is it streaming on one more time?
HBO.
Okay, I have HBO, obviously. And my homework for you is, since it's also on HBO, is to watch at least the first 2 episodes of The Last of Us. And because I know we were kind of talking about the how it's very like a very good adaptation of a game. So I definitely recommend it. I know you haven't played the games. If you ever get to play the games, but just watch the first 2 episodes and tell me what you think. You also are gonna eat it up because Anna Torv is in it. So, we were talking about because Catherine O'Hara had passed away and she's in season 2, and I really wanted you to see her in season 2, but you haven't seen season 1 yet.
Okay.
Which, rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. She was a queen.
Rest in peace, Catherine O'Hara. She's only 71. I guess there were complications to an illness.
That's crazy. That's so sad. I literally, like, I remember when she jumped into The Last of Us for season 2. First off, the house down boots, queen. But second, she was so funny but so real because she plays a therapist in, like, a post-apocalyptic world. So funny but so real, and, like, of course she's a staple of our childhood, like Home Alone. I just found out that she was Sally in Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't know if you've seen it, but, like, that's not our childhood, but it is a cult classic. I found out she was Sally. That means she sang. I didn't know she could sing. Like,
yeah.
Icon.
I do know. I know you've seen the John Candy documentary. Mm-hmm. She and John Candy have had ties way back. In fact, Jean Levy, her, and John Candy were like a trio. They did acting together.
Yeah. That documentary was amazing. Oh, right before we jump out, actually, we were talking about World War II movies, and it made me remember, and I've been trying to find a copy, and I found it on YouTube, of The Bunker. One of the best World War II movies of all time.
That was the first historical fiction I didn't fall asleep to when I was a child, and it really stuck with me.
Yeah, that movie, Anthony Hopkins ate his role up so hard. So if anyone's listening, I mean, we've been talking about movies a lot. I feel like we're going to circle back to a lot of movies. The other part of the homework is think of things that are nostalgic for you specifically, whether or not it includes me, obviously. And write them down because I definitely want to delve into it. I feel like that might be a 2-part episode, though. Yeah. But I think tonight we have a great start. Look at that little guy.
He's so tiny.
Yeah. And I hope you guys enjoyed. And I'm going to try to cut this down into a better bite-sized chunk so it doesn't ramble too much.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you're literally sitting on a normal Monday through Friday phone call between me and my sister, so.
Exactly.
But I will jump in to the Discord, and I have the stuff for next week's episode already, so we'll jump into that, and I will watch Pee-wee's probably tonight.
Okay.
Because it's my weekend, so.
Text me throughout it because I will be awake.
Absolutely. If it's not tonight, it'll be tomorrow night. Because tomorrow I have some things to do, but.
Watch it tonight.
I'm going to play Beyond Two Souls first. I've already promised one person that I'm going to stream Beyond Two Souls. Which, well, then, yeah, I'm leaving her tags. She's a poet as well as first-time mom. And
you can on Instagram at mineral_poetry or mineral poetry. Is that my thing?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
Is it underscore or is it period?
It's an underscore.
Okay. Yes, mineral poetry. I check it every day.
Okay. And if you're inclined to find my YouTube with my couple songs up there, my name there is ZiNC, Z lowercase I, capital NC. So I've got some books. You can check those out.
And I'm gonna link it all in a link tree in our both of us. And then if you want to see me, I have way too many platforms. You can follow my YouTube, which you can either choose MeatballMonroe, that's for the drag side, so if you're inclined to see the drag, you can follow me there. You can follow my gaming channel, which is still brand new, at RippRoman, R-I-P-P Roman. And if you want to follow my Instagram right now, all I have is the personal, that's the public one. And that's JIINCZY, or you can just follow us here, and I'll always have it linked in the, not the comments, the description. I'll probably throw it in the comments too. But until next week, and I will talk to you soon. I'll send you some updates and things, but I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep. I'll try to get you before we head out for brunch with the grandparents.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, y'all have fun. Send me pictures.
All right. Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.